been thinking a lot about this lately. Whenever I was a kid, I used to know, because I lived with my grandparents, and my grandpa, he used to come into town from work, because he would work down south, and then he would come back up and be with us on the weekends. And I knew on Sunday mornings that if I could just get in his presence, if I could just hug him at the right time, I could catch him whenever he was spraying his cologne. And if I could hug him at the right time, I could have his cologne on me too. Which was always cool to me, because I looked up to the man and I really adored him. And I just wanted to be a lot like him. Anyways, in this season, God's been talking to me a lot about adoration. And it got me thinking about that moment, And there's no way I can really prove this, but it's built up a thought that I've kind of been processing through. What's it gonna be like when we get to meet Jesus and we finally get to, wrap our arms around him and give him a hug? What is he gonna smell like? So it got me thinking, there's, what is it gonna happen? And there's no way I can prove this until the day that, ultimately until the day that Jesus returns. But in this thought, it took me back to, I said, well, let's think about it. It took me back to the story of when Mary comes in and she soaks Jesus in the perfume. And she bathes him in the perfume. And it's really this amazing moment which we know he was being anointed for, ultimately, for the tomb. But this thought is, how cool would it be, the sacrifice that, in all honesty, some of the disciples sat and mocked. How cool would it be if that sacrifice that she made there is ultimately the scent that we're greeted with when we get to meet Jesus? So it's got me thinking this thought, and I'll throw it out there for y'all, is what sacrifice are you making, and how is its aroma received in heaven? Is it a sacrifice that is pleasing to the Lord? Or when we talk about like Cain and Abel, is it a Cain sacrifice or is it an Abel sacrifice? Because Abel's was pleasing to the Lord, and Cain's came from a place of, I have to do this, not of a place of, man, this is my God, I love him and I want and desire to do this for him. So when we make sacrifices and we make these moments where we do an offering or we do things in life, does it exemplify who God is? Or is it something that we are just kind of going through the motion? But anyways, just thought I would throw that at y'all. Kind of a heavy thought, but getting ready to go hit some shoulders tonight. And I love you, and God bless you, and I hope that God meets you right where you need to be met. He has a way of doing that, and I hope this gives you something to think about. But anyways, if you want to check that scripture, John 12, 3 through 8. Really pretty amazing story. But God bless you.